hello there, welcome back, bienvenue, willkommen, other languages, wagwan, how's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. As always, friend, I do hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that, and welcome back to Chelsea News, which is of course the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea. It was deadline day yesterday, I did a video in the morning, I was planning on doing one in the evening, but nothing really popped off. And I thought, you know what, I'll wait till this morning. I am going to speak about the return of Mamadou Sarr. There's an article on The Athletic that should shed some light. Disasi went to West Ham, and Jacquet went to Liverpool for like 75 million euros in the end, the package, which is nothing short of chicken oriental. That is a lot of peas, lots of money, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I did say Liverpool needed him probably more than us. And when we read about Mamadou, we might learn a little bit more, you know, and of course there's the briefings from Chelsea like, oh, we've turned down 80 million bids for a Champong, and, you know, we trust him, and we're not going to sign Jacquet, you know. Bit of spin, trying to make yourself look good, but I don't want to criticise too much, because, you know, the game is the game, and that's what clubs do. So we are going to speak about Disasi. The bomb squad, I mean, he's only on a loan though, so the bomb squad ain't dead yet. And it's all on The Athletic today. So thanks for joining me. Those of you who watch on YouTube, I'm grateful for your support. Dropping a like and subscribing. And only if you choose to subscribe, you should then hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Nah. Yeah, also available on podcast platforms when you search Football Therapy Podcast. You can watch the video on Spotify, that's fun. Alright then, where should we start? Firstly, we're playing Arsenal tonight, away at the Emirates, and a goal down. They've just come off a big win away at Leeds, where we lost. But despite that, I give us a puncher's chance. I'm not going to preview the game, because it is today. I usually give it at least a day before, you know, a bit of time before for a preview. But depending on my energy levels, because I haven't been sleeping too great, I might do a review straight after the game. If we win, maybe I'll be more inclined to do so, but I might just need to rest and then I'll upload tomorrow morning talking about it. Fair warning, bro. So there's that. There is the fact how Jacquet signed the pre-agreement. They spent loads of money, Liverpool and Jacquet. And it's a pre-agreement for the summer, so I kind of like... I think we wanted someone really to turn up now as well, especially while we're waiting for Levi to come out. But another centre-back, we'll speak about Mamadou Sarr, because that is an interesting article. But West Ham sign Axel Disasi on loan. This is an article by Seb Stafford-Bloor, Simon Johnson, and Roshane Thomas. Let's see what's happening of old Axel, shall we? He's joined West Ham on a loan deal from Chelsea for the remainder of the season. He's 27-year-old, so old, 10 years younger than me, who's not made a senior appearance for Chelsea this campaign, has been a long-standing target for the East London club this window. That's interesting. The centre-back has only played 161 minutes in youth competition this campaign. He's been training away from the first team. He did joined for the first team for a little bit though, didn't he? The Athletic reported that the signing a centre-back was a priority for head coach Nuno Espirito Santo this window. Toulouse's Charlie Cresswell and Southampton defender Taylor Harwood-Bellis, he was playing for England, wasn't he? Were among other defensive targets. Last week, on Thursday, the Championship side rejected West Ham's £18 million bid for Harwood-Bellis. After the termination of Igor Julio's season-long loan from Brighton, West Ham's recognised central defensive options are Jean-Claire Todibo. That guy. Ooh, his eyes are gone, as Gary Neville will say. I want a little peel there. And also Brummy. Anyway, yeah, Todibo, red card Todibo. And he's serving a 3-match ban for his dismissal in the 3-2 defeat to Chelsea. Max Kilman, who by all accounts isn't the most popular player for West Ham fans, and Konstantinos Mavropanos. Absolutely moonwalked my way through that one. Disasi spent the second half of the last campaign on loan at Villa, where he made 10 appearances, including 3 Champions League games, but did not feature in their final 4 league games and returned to Stamford Bridge last summer. Yeah, the France international joined Chelsea from Monaco in the summer of 2023 on a 6-year deal off the back of a season where he registered 6 goals and 4 assists in 49 appearances from centre-back. Yeah, pretty good. He does have a goal in him, I suppose. He made 44 appearances in all competitions in his first campaign at Stamford Bridge, but failed to solidify himself as a regular starter in last season's campaign before going on loan. Disasi has made 5 appearances for the senior national team, the last of which was November 2023. Man. Yeah, it's kind of sad, really, because he was highly rated, and we did spend some money on him, bro. Like, best part of 40 million euros? Significant fee. Obviously he's older than Benoit Badiashile, and seemingly, I don't know if it's like pressure from the sporting directors or if it's just what coaches see, but there's this a little bit more patience with Benoit Badiashile. He can do good passing every now and again. I know it's few and far between. He's big, he's tall, he's young, he's a few years younger, so there's that more, potential to develop. I don't know. To be honest, I am not high on neither of the Monaco boys too much in Disasi and Badiashile. I understand why they're trying to squeeze like some life out of Benoit, because there's a good left footer in there. And of course, in the absence of Levi Colwill, it's tough, and we're short on players who can play on the left. Of course, we've been playing Trevoh Chalobah out of position. So on that, let's learn a little bit more about the recall of Mamadou Sarr. Yes. Another article on The Athletic. Here we go. What Mamadou Sarr will bring to Chelsea and why Liam Rosenior might have wanted him back. By, of course, Chelsea correspondent Liam Twomey and, oh my word, Anand Tajif Raguraman. No run-up. Hopefully got that as close as I could. Let's see what it's saying. Speaking to British journalists in impressively fluent English during last summer's Club World Cup, Mamadou Sarr was asked then about Strasbourg coach Liam Rosenior's public insistence that he could become, or he has rather, world-class potential. He said this, Mamadou: "When I was a kid, I had a dream. It was to be the best centre-back in the world, and I trust him, Liam Rosenior, and I trust me." That's good. It was a response that revealed so much about Sarr, and also sheds light on why Rosenior is so keen to have the 20-year-old, so still super young, at his disposal for the rest of the season at Stamford Bridge, and beyond, because he is a Chelsea player. He's just had his loan cancelled. The defender's loan spell at Strasbourg was cancelled on Monday. That's yesterday, with Sarr coming back to West London. Sarr joined Chelsea permanently last summer and was part of the squad for the Club World Cup back in that 24-25 season, in which he had established himself as a key contributor for Rosenior in the league. He made 27 starts in Ligue 1. His experience in the United States was positive for his development and his medal collection. But it was clear that Enzo Maresca did not deem him ready for a big role. He played just 8 minutes from the substitute bench in a comfortable 3-0 group stage win over ES Tunis. Yeah, it didn't really feature for Maresca, but Maresca sort of like had his team down, and he'd Levi Colwill in like fist and fighting form, making his system and attack and defense a lot better. So, yeah, returning to Strasbourg, so after the Club World Cup, and Rosenior, of course, at the time, last summer was the logical choice, and it gave Sarr 6 months more seasoning as a regular starter in Ligue 1. But circumstances at Chelsea have now shifted considerably. Of course, Rosenior has replaced Maresca as Chelsea head coach, and Levi Colwill, the left-sided centre-back who was principally blocking the Senegal international's path into the starting 11, remains a long-term absentee. Of course, he's recovering from an ACL injury. There is speak about how Cole will be back before the end of the season, but you can't put pressure on him at all, can you? You just don't know. Benoit Badiashile has not, the aforementioned Benoit, Badiashile has not managed to seize what appeared to be his best opportunity to establish himself in the heart of Chelsea's defence in Colwill's absence. Rosenior could be seen talking to him several times about his passing out from the back in the first half against West Ham. Yeah, he was one of the more high-profile underperformers in that West Ham horror first half. On Saturday, the Frenchman was then substituted at the break. Yeah, he was hooked with Garnacho and Hato. Everyone on the left, basically. Fofana and Chalobah are currently Rosenior's favoured centre-back pairing. But neither man is particularly confident with his left foot. I mean, Trev's done a good job on the left. He's doing like a Mark Gurhey ting, right footer on the left. He's playing quite well over there. While technically also right-footed, Sarr is very comfortable using his left. And he's only 20. A young man. Is ambidextrous with your hand? What is it with your foot? Feet. Don't know. He's very comfortable using his left, and that matters because of the additional angles, of course, it opens up when Chelsea are attempting to play out of defence through and around opposition pressure. This is why we really do miss Levi Colwill. It has been a huge absence in terms of how we build up. During his breakthrough campaign at Strasbourg in 24-25, Sarr marked himself out as being capable of breaking the opposition lines with passes punched through the middle of the pitch, as well as less risky balls down the left-hand side. Let's have a look at this then. Bing! These are Sarr's, how he broke line with his passes. So he's playing on the left. He's really going out wide. As you can see here, attack, left, getting it to the winger a lot, getting it down the line. On the right, in the centre, playing loads of different roles. Seemingly. It was a similar story for Sarr in the first half of Ligue 1. This campaign, with a slight shift towards more passes angled out towards the left touchline. Yeah, predominantly left. Well, maybe this is how we finally unlock Alejandro Garnacho, guys. Maybe this is the secret. Sarr is also comfortable defending in a high line up the pitch with space behind him, which would make him perfect fit for Rosenior's aggressive man-to-man approach out of possession. So this is where he makes his defensive actions. Basically all over the pitch, it looks like, seemingly. Had to have a coughing fit. Right, let's read on. Let's see what's going on. During their time together at Strasbourg, Rosenior encouraged Sarr to be more vocal on the pitch. And if he's speaking fluent English, that will help in his Chelsea side. It's something Sarr has also prioritised in his choice of role models. I want to be like Virgil van Dijk, Sarr said last summer. What, blaming the wind for your defensive frailties? Lol. He's a leader, a defender. It's very important to be a leader. I love Van Dijk, but some people tell me I play like Ibrahima Konate. It's very similar. Sounds like Liverpool should have signed Sarr the way he's glazing over them, man. Chelsea's desire for a centre-back with this particular blend of qualities was underlined by their exploration of signing Van Dijk as a free agent last summer before he recommitted to Liverpool. Yeah, we made an inquiry. This keeps getting reiterated over and over in the Athletic. Oh, we did ask about Van Dijk. We asked about Semenyo. We made a call to Firmino. We talked about Xavi Simons. I mean, maybe it's good we didn't sign all these guys. But it's a lot of briefing. Of course, where are we? It's also manifested that their pursuit of a Ranster, Jeremy Jacquet, who ultimately decided to move to Anfield instead, for like a lot of money, by the way, in a pre-agreement. There's a world in which recalling Sarr proves to be a better football decision than paying the market rate for Jacquet, which was a lot, as well as being the cheaper option. For starters, he's available to help Chelsea immediately, rather than being acquired as a marquee summer signing, so doing a pre-agreement for 6 months' time. Sarr also knows exactly what he is walking into at Cobham. He spent a very productive summer with his Chelsea squad and is particularly familiar with Malo Gusto, a former teammate at Lyon, and Andres Santos, who captained the Strasbourg team. Premier League football will be a big step up, but there's no surprises in what Rosenior wants from him on the pitch. It does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? Competition for minutes and Chelsea's defence in the second half of the season will be fierce, even if Colwill does not return. Fofana and Chalobah have developed a productive chemistry through regular starts together. Badiashile, Tosin are seasoned professionals who will expect to be involved when fit. And then, of course, there's Joshua Champong, 9 months younger than Sarr, whose lack of opportunities in recent weeks has become a source of growing angst for some in the fan base. Absolutely, yeah. But if the increased prominence of Santos, if the increased prominence of Santos since Rosenier's arrival is anything to go by, it would not be hugely shocking if Sarr ends up being much more than just the squad ballast at Chelsea. Yeah. So obviously Hato was sort of like thrown to the wolves a little bit recently, but a lot of people think Hato will benefit from the arrival of Rosenior, which is good. Obviously Santos, but we always knew that was going to be the case because he's his boy, he loves Santos, and Santos plays really well under Rosenior. A little bit of a spicy twist, I would say, has been the form of João Pedro, but of course there is history there as well. Like, I think he was working at Brighton when they signed him from Watford or something. There's a familiarization. He's familiar with him. And of course Robert Sanchez as well. So there's a few, and Robert Sanchez has been quite good generally, apart from a couple of games recently, even under Maresca. But there's a few players, like Cucurella was recently interviewed by Sky Sports. I think it was today or yesterday, or it was published today, saying Rosenior is giving a new confidence to players that didn't have it before. I don't think he's like throwing shade at Maresca. Maresca was clearly a very good tactical coach. People's criticisms at Maresca was perhaps his lack of how it wouldn't change games quick enough, make substitutions. It wasn't proactive enough. Like Rosenior looks a little bit more like he's willing to like roll a dice and go to change games. And perhaps Rosenior is just a bit more of a player whisperer than Maresca was, which is, maybe classic Italian. Although the ultimate Galactico whisperer was Italian in Carlo Ancelotti. But I'm thinking more like, your Antonio Conte types, the sort of disciplinarians, a little bit more, and even like Maurizio Sarri at Chelsea. Just very dogmatic in their philosophies. Can't shake this lurgy, man. Right! Let me know your thoughts. Please do leave them down in all the comment sections. Thank you for supporting me as always. I am really grateful. It does help me out as a content creator. The liking and subscribing, the sharing and following and 5-starring on Spotify. I've got a lot of 5 stars. I'm very grateful for that. So thanks for your continued support. And I'll either see you later tonight or tomorrow morning. Peace.